Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Sunday, day 29 out of day 30. I'm super excited. I don't think you guys understand. 29 days of raising architects. The content has been given, okay? The content has been given. And the fact of, like I said, staying in on YouTube for 29 days straight, that is a trendsetter for me. I, I give it to all the other content creators who show up day in, day out, or even on a weekly basis when it comes to their YouTube channels. I'm just super, super excited to have been in this space and this mindset at this time and to be able to share this content because with all of the things going on in the world, and let me take this down, with all of the things going on in the world, we are having more open, transparent conversations about, are schools really safe for our children? Which schools are safe? Should we homeschool? Is homeschool the best idea? Is it the best alternative route? Then it's even inside that bubble, right? What do I want my homeschool to look like? What programs do I include in my schooling? What are the activities that we're doing? Like the conversation has been there, but I feel like it's been more in depth right now. And that the fact that there's so many more moms joining this part of the journey, that I think is just it's impeccable. And so when we talk about the literacy reset, it's not just the regular things of, oh yeah, well they should read and they should write. It's no, it's architecting too, looking at a mindset, right? This whole series has shaped out a mindset. How are you seeing yourself as the parent? How are you seeing your child as the student, and so forth? It's mindset, right? Along with, these are some key components to include in your planning when we talk about what is it that we want as our children to develop in their character, right? Well, I want my son to be a leader. I want my son to be a builder. I want my son, whatever. We all know we can want. But when we turn in and tune in to who the child is and we start building and planning from that, and then we look at these extra components that have been brought about in this literacy reset, baby, we are making magic. Okay, we are making magic. And so, if you do not know the person who's in the thumbnail, let me introduce you to Mr. Ken Robinson. Ken passed away in 2020, but he is known for one of his most impeccable TED Talks to talk about environment when it comes to teaching. He is from the UK, and so I want to get into it because I want to get into it because I do feel like there's some things that, it's not just one thing, right? It's a combination of many things, all things. And so let's get into it. Oh, maybe I went in too fast. Let me set the stage up properly for Mr. Robinson. Um, what if the problem isn't your child? What if it's the system? Welcome back to the Literacy Reset, 30 Days of Raising Architects. Today, we reset the learning environment because literacy does not flourish in confinement. It flourishes in cultivation. And few voices challenged educational conformity more boldly than Ken Robinson. So, let me cue it up. Let me cue it up. Let me cue it up. Let me get him back up on the stage here. Ken Robinson was an educator, author, and global thought leader. His 2006 TED Talk, Do Schools Kill Creativity?" became one of the most viewed talks in history. In it, he argued something radical. Schools are designed around industrial age models. standardization, age grouping, uniform pacing, narrow definitions of intelligence. He believes education should cultivate diverse talents and not suppress them. He asked questions such as, why do we treat creativity as optional? Why do we rank subjects as if math and literacy are superior to the arts? Why do we design environments that reward compliance over curiosity? And these questions shook the global education conversation. With today's principle, we're looking at how environment shapes expression. Ken Robinson believed that many children labeled as disruptive or behind were simply misaligned with their environment. He famously told the story of a child who couldn't sit still in school, a girl later recognized as a gifted dancer. In the right environment, her energy actually became brilliance. Literacy thrives when curiosity is welcomed, multiple intelligences are valued, exploration is structured but flexible, mistakes are treated as a part of learning. I'm going to say that again. Mistakes are treated as a part of learning. Architects do not blame the materials, they adjust the design. Robinson never argued against literacy. He argued for expanded literacy, right? And oops, sorry, you guys. I want to make sure we're flowing. We're flowing. He argued for expanded literacy with reading, writing, yes, but also creative literacy, artistic literacy, innovative thinking, and divergent problem solving. He believed creativity as just as important as literacy and should be treated with the same seriousness. For homeschool families, this is liberating. You are not bound by rigid systems. You can adjust pacing, integrate subjects, design thematic units, encourage projects over worksheets. Environment is not accidental, it is intentional architecture. I want people to think about that because over the last 29 days, I keep asking, what are you designing? What are you crafting out? Who is your child? What are they interested in? Because the confidence is going to come off of the interest, and the interest is going to speak to the core of who they are and who they're becoming. Do these things shift? Yes. But this is why we meet children where they are and we continue to push and guide them from that space. It is a must, right? And then I say, because we have the beautiful freedom in homeschool to cultivate an environment. What are you putting in your environment? And how are you nurturing that environment? And I'm going to pause here because I don't want schools or other people who work with children to think that they're off the hook. No. What is going on in your environment? Are the children empowered in your environment? How are they supported in your environment? We're all having the same conversation, just slightly differently based on location. Just based on location. And as location is only playing a part because our mindsets shift based on, oh, well, if it's homeschool, you can do da 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 da. Oh, well, if it's regular school, you can only do da 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 da. We put the parameters up and we may not have to. Utilize the space, the environment, the culture that's being cultivated in the best interest of our learners, our children. And I think that will go a long, long way. There are people who say, I never was supported by my family, my parents, and things of that nature. I hear it all the time. And I was never supported at school. And if they were, it's one teacher. Everybody has that one teacher they default to and tell a story about. And for some of my friends with high school, many of us have the same teacher that we all keep bringing up. And God bless her for leaving that type of impact on every one of us. No matter what path everyone went, she had an impact because her name always comes up. And that's how you know a person who's in it for what they do and what they believe in and how they love the role that they have. It sparkles within and then it sparkles right on the outside of it, which is feeding into the classroom environment. And I was blessed enough to have her for 4 years in different stages. It was hilarious. And so when I talk about that, let's get into what are some practical things that we can all do to help shape environments. And so, first, I'm going to put this out there. The question is, how do we design empowering environments at home? And like I said, I never want to leave anybody out because my background is, in school environments and so forth. And so I'm not going to negate the question just to only homeschool families. I'm going to say to everyone working with youth, how are you designing an empowered environment for those you are teaching, those in your care? First, we need to identify their strength zones, right? Observe energy. When do they light up? Design learning blocks around those moments. Second, diversify expression. After reading a book, don't only assign an essay, right? Allow presentations, art interpretations, story rewriting. I love that. I do it all the time. Debate. Third, protect curiosity. If a child asks a deep question, pause the lesson, explore it. Curiosity is a literacy accelerator. Curiosity is a literacy accelerator. Last but not least, remove fear based learning. Mistakes are data, not identity. Mistakes are data, not identity. Create safely for intellectual risk taking. I'm going to say that again. Create safety for intellectual risk taking. There are a lot of people who, when we deem for success, right? It's because they fear taking risks. Some risks are good to take. Some risks require thought because there's some people who take risk and they don't think about it at all until after whatever was going to occurs. But you can cultivate an environment where if mistakes happen, look, it's all right. If we make a hypothesis about something and it's wrong, it's okay because now we're going to look at the evidence and the data that exists to say, well, this is why it was wrong. Let's not take exploration and curiosity out of literacy. This is how we mold into lifelong learners. I'm an advocate for lifelong learning. We should always be learning something new, something every day, something innovative or historical, whatever is your jam, because there's different things, then that's your jam. If you want to go have a green thumb, then yes, go learn about the plants and all of these things. If beauty, right? Beauty is your thing. You love the different makeups and stuff. Learn about them. What are the ingredients in them? Everything is a learning moment. That's my point. And can be a learning moment. And we can literally take something apart like, oh, my child is really into makeup. Well, let's talk about it. We could talk about the skin. That's a lesson in itself. We could talk about the impact of skin in different environments, lessons in itself. We could talk about oils, water-based solutions. Those are all things. We could talk about people who are using animal products inside these things. What animals are being used for animal products? That's science. All of these things connect together and they become in-depth content where your child is able to master skills. Compare and contrast two different makeup brands that you really like. I don't even know how I got onto makeup today. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know how I just got here, but I'm here, and so I'm going with it, right? I'm winging it because it's true. How do they get the tones that they get inside of these different makeups, right? Everyone is not the same shade. How long do these things test and go into production, or go into testing rather before they go into production? How do these two brands market? Can you look at them and say who's their target audience? These are all different things that can go into somebody's interests. So yeah, if your child is into makeup, hey, there you go. I just gave you some content that you can go dive deep on and build lessons around. Maybe I'll do that in another video. I just might. I just might. And so it's okay to take risk, to learn something new, to do something different, to think about something in a different way, because it is a part of learning. Even down to cooking. Oh, we're going to try Aunt so and so's recipe compared to Uncle so and so's recipe. Maybe you come up with your own and it's better. This is all still a part of learning. This is all a part of engagement. This is all about calculations, and it's still literacy at the foundation. And so for my homeschool people, no, you're not replicating school at home, but you are designing an ecosystem, one that cultivates strength, respects individuality, expands definitions of intelligence, protects creativity. Ken Robinson reminds us that when you change the environment, you change the outcome. Your homeschool is not a classroom substitute, it is a design opportunity. If you want children who think creatively, innovate confidently, express ideas boldly, integrate disciplines fluidly, then design matters. Inside the Offer as Clarity roadmap, we help families build personalized learning blueprints, integrate creativity into literacy, design skill based curriculum ecosystems, align strengths with strategy. Because architects don't complain about structures, they redesign them. They redesign them. And we test things out. If it's not working, we figure out what's not working and put a solution in its place. Today, we reset the environment, and I'm super, super happy about that. Before I go, let me make sure that I invite you to join me in our school community, Offer as Homeschool Studio, which is a literacy centered strategy lab where intentional parents become education architects. It's the environment where we cultivate and design what your homeschool can look like, what it can offer, what fits your family rhythm, what works for you and your child. The link for this is in the description, and the link for the roadmap intensive is also in the description. I hope you're able to join us, have fun with it. We also talk about AI tools and being AI empowered with certain things. Remember, AI is a tool, not the teacher. AI is the tool, not the teacher. AI is the tool, not the teacher. We're not trying to replace the humans and the people that matter with a bot, but we are leveraging the tools to design great educational pathways for our children. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And so, again, if I'm your jam, come on and join the studio. The link is in the description. On that note, happy Palm Sunday. I hope that you and yours have a wonderful evening and weekend, or whenever you get to watch this awesome video. I hope that it finds you and yours well. Take care and have a good. Many parents ask me, what exactly do you do at Reading for Smiles? Let me show you. Our mission at Reading for Smiles is very simple. We help families raise confident readers, writers, and thinkers. We also produce a YouTube series called Literacy Reset, where we explore powerful literacy lessons through the lives of great thinkers, innovators, and leaders. We have a community called the R4S Homeschool Studio, where homeschool parents come together to learn, plan, and support each other. For parents inside the community, you guys can learn through two courses: the Architect Parent, which helps you design homeschool with intention, and the Confident Reader and Writer course, which is a framework for building strong literacy at home. We also offer a homeschool roadmap intensive, where we help parents plan their homeschool year with clarity. And for the babies, of course, we create literacy learning packs, have on demand courses, and I also have ebooks for parents to help them strengthen their homeschools by developing reading, writing, and thinking skills and programs and projects in the house. If you're homeschooling and you want support raising strong readers and thinkers, then definitely come join our community on school. We can't wait to see you and have you there with us.